Piers Morgan just tried to ambush Kyle Rittenhouse and it completely backfired on him. Now, Piers Morgan is known for his bait and switch interview style, where he brings you in under friendly circumstances and then just gives you an absolute horrid interview. He did it with just pearly things.
Why are we in a society where we can say what speech is allowed and what speech isn't allowed? So I get on. I'm a bit nervous because they just switched the guest, so I know nothing about the girl I'm going on with. And other than like what, you Google in 10 seconds. You get on, and Piers says, I'm gonna go hard on you this time. Something like that. And I'm like, oh really? And I'm shocked because his producers have said all week he's on my side. So I'm like, what? Okay, this is gonna be a different type of interview. They start the interview, okay? They falsely accuse me of writing a song inspired by Nick Valentes. For someone that has millions of dollars backed by a network, why do you not have a research team? So either you know that I didn't attribute it to Nick, or you were just trying to spin a narrative.
And he did it with Andrew Tate.
Do you respect women?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't I?
Do you think that 18, 19-year-old women are more attractive than 25-year-old women?
I think there's attractive people. That's a loaded question. I don't know.
Well, it's not really, is it?
If I'm Kyle Rittenhouse and I hear that Piers Morgan wants to interview me, I already know that Piers Morgan is on BS, so I'm coming into that interview absolutely prepared and on guard. And Piers Morgan wasted no time getting straight to the nonsense. Piers' first question to Kyle was a straight-up ambush question.
You killed 2 people and you wounded a 3rd. How do you feel about that?
Well, Piers, they attacked me. They left me with no choice. I have nightmares every night of being attacked and being ambushed and them trying to steal my gun and pointing guns at my face.
Listen, Kyle Rittenhouse isn't my favorite person in the world. I think he's a garbage human being. We've seen him on camera beating up women. I think he went to Kenosha looking for trouble and found the trouble he was looking for. But if that man was acquitted in a court of law and he was acquitted on the basis of self-defense, and you're asking him a question of how do you feel about killing 2 human beings, how do you think he feels? That's like me asking you, yo, how do you feel about punching that man who came messing with your mom? Like, how do you think he feels? Now, when Kyle Rittenhouse would give him an honest answer, Piers wasn't taking an honest answer. It wasn't good enough, and Piers just kept on pushing.
It's not an easy thing to do, but I did what I had to do to stay alive, and if I didn't, I would be dead.
Yeah, listen, you were acquitted, and many in America believe that you had the absolute right to defend yourself. I'm just curious, on a human level, you're very young even now. What are you, 20 years old now?
Yes, sir.
And you've killed 2 human beings and wounded a 3rd. I just wonder how that feels.
I don't think that's an appropriate question to ask how it feels. It's not an easy thing to do. It's something I live with every single day. It's nightmares I have.
Now listen, whether or not you believe this is real tears, he at least cared enough to go to court and pretend like he had empathy and sorrow in his heart for the victims.
Take a deep breath, pal.
That's what I... That's what I run.
How do you feel about being so young and yet having on the record for the rest of your life now that you took the lives of 2 people?
It can't be regardless of the circumstances, because the circumstances dictated why I did what I did. So if I just went ahead and shot and killed 2 people just because, I would obviously feel horrible, right? Because I made a big mistake. If I killed 2 people because I believed they were gonna kill me, how do you expect me to feel? I will feel jubilated, ecstatic that I'm alive and they're dead, right? That's how I would feel. Now, Piers went from the first gotcha question to another gotcha question. He now tries to shame Kyle Rittenhouse for writing a book and trying to profit off the situation.
Your book, presumably you're going to make money from this book. Do you feel comfortable making money from this, which ultimately is a tragic story? I repeat, you were acquitted. There's no reason you can't do a book. But do you feel comfortable making a lot of money out of essentially what in the end was an incident that cost the lives of other humans?
Well, I'm not writing the book to make money. I'm writing the book to tell the story of what happened. I'm trying to change the narrative that media keeps putting out there that I'm some type of white supremacist, racist person when that's just not true. I'm a 20-year-old kid.
They're both wrong in my eyes. Piers is wrong for trying to shame this kid for profiting from a book of him telling his lived experiences, bro. Like, it's his experience. He can profit from it. But he's also wrong for saying the media is unfairly trying to portray him as a racist bigot. Bro, you were posted up with the Proud Boys throwing up sus hand signs, right? Now, that sign is apparently a white supremacist hand signal, but then other people would say, I mean, he's just doing a random hand gesture. Okay, you feel me? But you still took that picture with the Proud Boys, bro. You feel me? So you can't say it's an unfair portrayal of you as a racist. I believe you're racist, but I believe you have every right to defend yourself. Now, Piers even took it further and tried to retry the case again by accusing Kyle Rittenhouse of breaking the law by having a firearm in Kenosha, even though that was already discussed during trial and it was dropped. All right, so this just shows that Piers Morgan doesn't know what he's talking about. Because if he did, he would know from a very quick Google search that him accusing Kyle Rittenhouse of breaking the law by having a firearm in Kenosha was already debunked during trial.
You were 17 at the time. You were too young to legally acquire the gun that you used.
That's not true.
It's not true?
That is not true. Wisconsin statute says a person between the ages of 16 and 17 can carry a long rifle with a barrel longer than 16 inches. That's Wisconsin law, and the judge dismissed that charge.
This man haven't asked not one genuine question yet. It wasn't a gotcha question for clips during his entire interview so far. Now, Piers would top off this interview at the end by asking him probably the most obvious question. He would ask Kyle Rittenhouse how he feels about 17-year-olds owning firearms. Do Piers know he's talking to a 17-year-old who believed that a firearm saved his life from being killed by two men, and who went to court and was able to get acquitted due to self-defense laws that allow him to have a firearm?
But let me ask you, do you think it's right that 17-year-olds in America, in Wisconsin, should be able to carry around semi-automatic rifles like an AR-15?
Our founding fathers were very intentional when they wrote the Constitution. They didn't put an age limit on how old you had to be to exercise the Second Amendment.
But they did say it would be part of a well-regulated militia.
They also didn't put an age in it, and we have the right to bear arms. It's our right as Americans to possess these arms, to carry these firearms, and to use them to protect ourselves.
Piers Morgan got to stick to UK issues, bro, because obviously he's lost when it comes to American issues, man. How a 20-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse spanked a seasoned journalist is crazy, but y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? And if you're still watching, click on this video somewhere on my screen to find out how this no jumper post almost cost a mistrial at the Young Thug Rico trial. Click on this video here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.